The internet is filled with videos claiming you can build a PC stronger and cheaper than the PS5 Pro. However, is that technically possible? In this video, we are going to see if it's actually true, or basically a myth. So, if we wanna find a device better than the PS5 Pro, I think we should talk about the specs first. So the PS5 Pro comes with an AMD Zen 2 CPU, as the regular PS5. It comes with 8 cores and 16 threads, which is solid for multitasking in gameplay and streaming. And what makes it perform better than the PS5 version is that it can hit 3.85 GHz in frequency. It is not that powerful compared to a desktop, but it's actually great for its price. Now let's talk about the artist. The graphics card that comes with the custom architecture of AMD. It comes with double the compute units in the base PS5. So it generates double the frames? Not even close. So it comes with 16.7 teraflops. And the GPU frequency reaches 2.35 GHz, which is decent. And the VRAM is 16 GB of the GDDR6, which might seem like overkill, but actually, the system shares the same memory with the GPU. On paper, getting a desktop for the same price and stronger looks easy. But actually this is not the case. Because a console is built mainly for games, not like a PC, a desktop is actually built for multitasking, not only games. Not like the CPU of a gaming PC, it does way more tasks. It is like when a PC needs like 16 gigs of RAM, a console may not need more than 8. And the game's optimization in console is way better than in PC. That is because we only have the regular PS5, the PS5 Slim, and the PS5 Pro, but in desktop things are different. It is because we have various hardware in desktop. So the developers have to test the game again and again and again several times, and they won't make it perfect in every time. It won't be amazing for every combo of processor and graphics card. Don't get me wrong, of course we can find a PC better than the PS5 Pro, but will it be for the same price? I mean, yeah, an RTX 5090 is going to crash the PS5 Pro, absolutely. But for $700, we are going to see. Now let's talk about real performance. In Cyberpunk, the PS5 Pro is able to achieve between 30 to 40 FPS at 4K and ray tracing, which is not that good, but it's quite decent, especially for the price. In Marvel Spider-Man 2 at 4K and fidelity mode and ray tracing, the PS5 Pro targets 30 FPS on average, but when having a decent TV and a decent VRR cable, you can sometimes achieve 60 FPS. And in Red Dead Redemption 2 at 4K, the PS5 Pro is locked at 30 FPS, no more, no less, which is not that good because RDR2 is now getting old. Great optimization doesn't always apply because in GTA 5, a game from 2013, we played at 30 FPS and fidelity mode at 4K. Yeah, it is 4K and fidelity mode, and we have the performance mode with 60 FPS, but we have to play it at 30 FPS and fidelity mode. Yeah, it is an enhanced edition, but actually AAA games are way better now in graphics than the GTA 5. Like, it is supposed to run at 60 FPS even at fidelity mode, but it is not always well optimized. The PS5 Pro in gameplay is similar to the RTX 4060 Ti. I counted that the PS5 Pro is not always running native 4K. Actually, previous games were upscaled from 2K or even Full HD. That is why DLSS quality doesn't make any problem in the comparison. Even though the GPU may exceed the PS5 Pro performance, it is perfect because it only has 8 gigs of VRAM, so the PS5 Pro has an advantage. For the CPU, we are going to choose the Ryzen 5 7600X. Yeah, you might think it's an overkill when comparing to the PS5 Pro processor, but actually no, it's a perfect rival, because games are well optimized specifically for the PS5 Pro CPU, and also the AMD CPU doesn't have to bother running background apps. Now 24 gigs of RAM is going to be great for a PC. It is more than enough to run background apps or stream, or especially if you wanna run games at 4K, because that's what you can do with the PS5 Pro. And we're gonna have to get 2TB of Gen 5 M.2 because that's what's similar to the PS5 Pro storage. And we have to get a mouse and keyboard because the PS5 Pro comes with a controller. So as you can see, even without including the PSU, we already exceeded the price of the PS5 Pro. But why do people claim that the PS5 Pro price is ridiculous? Actually, the YouTubers that say that don't include the fact that the PS5 Pro comes with a controller or even with 2 TB of SSD, and they usually buy used components. And also they tell you can buy a lower price PC even though it only comes with 500 SSD, or they simply seek for discounts or great offers. But that is not a fair comparison because you can find discounts on PS5 Pro prices. So finally, I'm not saying don't buy a PC because I don't even have a PS5, I have a PC too. However, what I'm talking about is that it's so difficult to find a PC better than the PS5 Pro with the same price. Unless it is a second-hand desktop. But if you're not willing to play Cyberpunk at 4K with mods, then you don't have to have a PC, unless you need it for work. So the answer is no, you can find a PC better than the PS5 Pro with the same price.